1, 2, 1, 2.
Thank you. Yep. I don't know where Dave is. No, West is playing tomorrow. That match got moved to tomorrow. So, yeah. Yeah, I can hear it now. Yep.
Hello.
Yeah, that's coming through.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Awesome.
Hello.
Good afternoon and welcome to Townsend Oval for this round 8 clash. Is that coming through? Yep, perfect. Welcome to Townsend Oval for this round 8 clash in the real NRL. South Newcastle up against Lakes United. It's the 5th place Lions taking on the 1st place Seagulls. Two sides who started the season slowly, and they've now reached top gear. South who lost their first 3, they've now won 3 of their last 4 matches, while Lakes, they won just once in the first 3 rounds. They've now won 4 straight matches, and they know each other well. They met on 4 occasions last season, including in the elimination final. They played 4 times, 3 of those won by the Seagulls. Of course, one of the matches was played in a mud pit here at Townsend Oval. On that occasion, Lakes came away with the 2 competition points. Dave Dryden is joining me in commentary this afternoon. Dave, what are your thoughts on this one? 2 in-form sides going toe-to-toe.
Yeah, mate, definitely is. I think it's safe to say that Lakes are definitely the form team of the comp at the moment, and South are starting to string a few games together as well. So, mate, pretty youthful teams, playing today. So it should be played with plenty of energy, and yeah, mate, can't wait for it to kick off.
Yeah, South's last week. They're the home side on Old Boys Day this afternoon. They won against Central 28 points to 20 away from home at John Street Oval, while Lakes, they beat the Pickers 38 points to 12. A really impressive result at Carl Oval last weekend. Tom Taylor is our referee for this afternoon's clash. And Dave, just tell us, Old Boys Day, how much will that get Souths up for this clash this afternoon?
Yeah, mate, it should lift. It should lift the team quite a lot. I had about 3 years here when I was younger, and the green room over the other side is normally packed, and mate, it's just that extra energy. You're seeing all the former players that have worn the jersey, and you don't want to let them down. They do a lot of work outside football, so mate, you lift quite a lot, and especially running. Normally you try to run towards the green room, so you've got all the support in front of you, and you can notice it gives you a bit of a boost as well.
Well, we're underway in round 8 of the real NRL. South Newcastle running from left to right, have screened the lines up against the Seagulls this afternoon. And it's the side in first place in the competition, running it out from their own 20. Who would you say is best placed to get the 2 points this afternoon? It has been such an even competition in 2018, just 4 points separating first from last.
Yeah, mate. Oh, look, it's pretty hard to say. Both teams are in really good form, but mate, if you had to pick, you would have to pick Lakes. They've strung some really good wins together. They're obviously winning the comp, and so mate, they've got a lot of strike power out wide with Gags and Toa. I think can't really pronounce his last name, but they got some strike power out wide. So, mate, and then under Toddy Edwards, I think that's a pretty big plus as well. He's a pretty crafty coach.
Yeah, Todd Edwards on the bench for the Seagulls. As we see a knock on here, it's an early mistake from the Lions as they tried to bring it out from their own end. And Lakes will get the first chance to put some pressure on the goal line. It was Tom Cronin. A late inclusion in the side came in for Lewis Schneider, who was originally named. As Tom Cronin has just spilt the ball. And Lakes with a good opportunity to attack. Big news for Lakes. They've got Dylan Pythian, former Knight, on the bench for them this afternoon. We might get a look at him a little later. A little Jenkins step from Gagai. Too far away. Burgess now brings it across to Newman. It's a really strong run. They're only about 5 metres from the goal line, the Seagulls, and we will see a penalty.
I was talking to a lower grade Lakes player earlier on, and they reckon Dill's going to come on as a second rower. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, very.
Played for the Newcastle Knights most recently. Last year he did his ACL in round 1.
Yeah, as a fullback.
Yeah, playing at fullback. So here's Nick Newman. Bringing it across the line. Kelly. Lakes with some space, and we have seen penalty for obstruction. Will go the way of the Lions. Pretty sure that's how Tom Taylor's saying it.
Yeah, I think that's how it might have been called, Benny. They seem to create a pretty easy 3-on-2 or 4-on-3 there, and I'd say someone's been caught up there in the middle.
If the penalty didn't go the way of the Seagulls, it would have been Carl Randall over in the corner for his first try of the season. Would have been good to get off the nudie run.
Yep, definitely would have been.
Charging up there was Jake Lawrence, and now Brendan Simpson, who's back in South Newcastle side, played for the New South Wales Pioneers last weekend in their defeat to Queensland. Got thumped 46 points to 16. Now Cameron King, big front rower, up towards the halfway line for the Lions. Short ball from Joe Morris. He's playing in the hooking role this afternoon. Morris as they move it across to Glanville. Henry Penn. Made some good meters in their set, but they've been driven over the touchline and they won't get to that crucial 5th place. South, I'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah, I think they will, mate. Henry Penn's a pretty strong ball runner, and I think Lake's done really well to keep him up there, keep him moving, and they got some inside help which forced him outside. So it's a pretty even tussle, I think, at the moment. They're playing a bit of an arm wrestle, and defence is pretty strong, and their speed line from both teams is pretty fast. So it's good to see.
So Cole Kennedy, first man to bring it up from the scrum for Lakes. 4 straight wins for them since round 3. They've lost 2 of their opening 3 matches. Round 2 they beat West, which is no easy feat. Last season's beaten grand finalists. So they come up to the halfway line. Burgess, his brother Chance, is actually spending some time in Munchie this year. Casey Burgess in at dummy half. Nick Newman turns it back on the inside, and it's Cody Charles now. Burgess back for Kelly for the bomb. Lachlan Wormsley did well getting under that one, took it nicely. There's some space out here on the near side for Van Dartel. It's brought to ground about 20 metres out from the goal line. Very even opening to this round 8 clash. South, they won 2 straight last week against Central, and then the Scorpions the week before. So they're in some impressive form. Here's Henry Penn up over the halfway line. Again, they're making some easy meters here, the Lions.
Yeah, I think Joey Morris is tying up the markers up pretty well, which has given a fair bit of space around the ruck. It's like that's the 5th tackle, and they've made 60, 70 metres. I'm not sure if Ben Cross will be happy with that.
There's Morrissey back to Keelan, who put it up high, and still with South. It is 6 to go. Here's Tom Cronin swerving infield. A little bit of luck going the way of the Lions. Keelan in at dummy half. Goes to the big front rower, Simpson. Who pushed Burgess away, but came back to make the tackle. Spin close to the line. We may have a Seagull injured. Doesn't look to be in a great condition. It's a strong run there from Jake Lawrence. Jake Lawrence scored last weekend in that win against the Butcher Boys away from home. They were down 12-0 early, South, and fought back. Yeah, it looks as though maybe a head injury.
Seems to be a bit of friendly fire, I think. Seems to be wiping his nose a fair.
And so it's Cody Charles who's had to leave the ground for that HIA, and heading out there is Ben Sams in the number 16. So here's South. They bring it to the short side, and Tom Cronin trying to spin his way to the line. Gee, wouldn't be far away there. A couple of centimetres. In the dummy half, they go the short side again, and Lakes are caught short. Jared Flanagan dives over and scores his 4th of the season. He's been in top form this year. Scores another one. And Souths score first on Old Boys Day.
Yeah, and it was a crafty little try as well. I thought Lakes' defence done quite well the play before, with some nice stiff defence there. And yeah, I don't know. The hooker must have just identified his winger was wide open, and in the end, it was a pretty easy try.
And they'll be disappointed to let that in down the short side, Lakes. A couple of short side raids from South, and in the end they cracked. So very disappointing to be found wanting.
Yeah, and I think Toddy Edwards would probably be sending out a message to tighten up the D a little bit more. And like I said before, I think I actually called him Ben Cross earlier and saying he wouldn't be happy with how many metres South have been making, but that's obviously Toddy. So, I'm sure that he wouldn't be too happy about that, and then the try coming at the back of it. So, and it's always good to see teams respond after they let in some points, and I'm sure Lakes will come out firing in this set of 6.
Here's Jason Keelan from the touchline. It may be coming back, but it just held its line, and it's no goal. So it'll be 4-0 to Souths. Just over 8 minutes gone here at Townsend Oval, the home of the Lions.
Benny, have you seen much of the live games with the 4 refs? The 2, the 3 refs. Sorry, the pocket refs. How do you think has it improved?
It's interesting because as we see this kickoff from Kyle Kennedy, and it's gone over the dead ball line. Well, that's not what South wanted to back up a try with. Straight over the dead ball line, and Lakes will get the chance to hit back straight away. But just on that question, Dave, yeah, I haven't called a real NRL match this season, and I don't mind it early on. We'll see how we go today, but interesting decision. course, now affiliated with the New South Wales Rugby League instead of the CRL. And Souths may have got the ball back here. No, they haven't.
Oh, it's well done.
Harry Van Dartel was flying through the air, almost claimed it back for the Lions. That would have been a very swift turnaround for them.
Bit of a Desley Hasler trick, isn't it? Short dropout.
The short dropout. It works quite well. Here's the run for Pulei up against his former club. He was at Souths last season. Now Casey Burgess scampers out a dummy half. Newman. And it's been spilled by Kyle Kennedy. Things were looking good there for Lakes. The build-up was nice as they used the hands out to the right, but Kyle Kennedy, who's Lakes' leading point scorer this year, just couldn't handle the pass.
Yeah, mate. I think Jackie Kelly sort of went a bit early. It didn't seem to be too threatening, and I think Kyle's just had a bit of a look at the defence before he caught the ball. He might have thought they'll up, and yeah, I'm sure he'll try to make up for it. Won't be too hard with the speed like he's got.
Well, that's a couple of opportunities Lakes have had attacking the Souths line. They will be allowed to play on here through Walmsley South. And on both occasions, Lakes have come up with a mistake. First with the obstruction, and then there with Kyle Kennedy spilling his lollies about 5 metres from the goal line. So they'll want to fix that up. Todd Edwards, I'm sure, will want that fixed up. The Lakes coach, here's Simpson. Of course, South coach Ben Cross was coaching the New South Wales women's side last night to their win against Queensland, 16-10 in the first Origin match. He's actually been coaching New South Wales for 3 years, and they've won each year. 3 straight wins for New South Wales against Queensland.
And what about some of the contact that them girls were throwing last night?
It was a superb, real high-quality match. Really enjoyed it last night. There's that little dink over the top from Ryan Glanville, well taken by Kyle Kennedy. It was a big night of league with the Pacific Test matches on this afternoon and into the evening. And then tomorrow, of course, New Zealand and England, and then State of Origin number 2. So Lakes, who are just struggling to get it out of their own half here. Souths have been making a lot more metres and doing so with ease thus far. It's Burgess. That's the pass away to Sean Boss. Running that line down the left edge. Here's Newman. Got some height on that. And Van Dartel thought it was almost going to slip through his arms there. But South just winning the field position battle at the moment, Dave. Yeah,
mate, they are. They seem to be a little bit more energetic with the ball and in D, and they seem to be, their wrestle and first contact seems to be a little bit better. And, no disrespect to Chance Burgess, playing 9 for Lakes, but I think that might be the difference. Joey's a genuine 9, and he's engaging the markers and asking a few more questions than what Burgess is with Lakes, which makes a world of difference, I think.
And penalty going to South. Yeah, of course, they've had Chris Adams there in that dummy half role the last few years.
Yeah, mate, they have, and they're hard to lose players like that, and us out at the Scorts are probably having the same battle with losing Chrissy Hyde. They're they're quality players that are really, really hard to replace, and that's no disrespect to the players that are there now. And I guess that's where Souths have tried to keep the same sort of structure. They've got Joey Morris, who's pretty crafty at 9, so he's come in after losing Higo.
And of course, Liam Higgins has headed up to the Sunshine Coast. Here's Morris out the back. Tom Cronin, Jenkins step. Wrestled to ground by Jacob Gagai on this near side. Now Walmsley for the double pump, and then
that's good pressure.
Glanville got absolutely crunched there.
Yeah. And you've got to do that with them key players, I think. That was good pressure from the big fella in Lakes jersey.
And Simpson got the unload away, and Martini, he's strong. And Tom Taylor will point to the spot, and Souths, they score their second try. They're finding it quite easy at the moment. Inside a quarter of an hour, and they lead by 8 points to 0. So the former rugby union player finding some space out wide. Scores his second try in a week after He got over the stripe last week against the Butcher Boys.
Yeah, they seem to be having all the momentum, don't they? South, sorry. They, like I said before, they just seem to have that little bit more energy and having their carries have a bit more purpose. And I guess that probably comes back from them being on a bit of a roll and having a few wins in a row, and everyone lifts to play the top teams. So you're coming up against Lakes. They're on the top of the table. They've had. So you're really trying to get out there and make a point that your team can mix it with the blokes that are winning, and it's like you said at the start of the broadcast. There's 4 points from first to last, so it just shows how congested you are, and you really need to start straight away. You can't. It's really hard now to bring back a 10-point or a 12-point or even more deficit. You just can't give them clubs that luxury.
So Keelan pilots that one between the sticks. So 10-0 to Souths now. They were down 12-0 last week. They fought back. This week they have the early leg up. So
mate, Lakes won't give up. I called a fair few games last year, and mate, some of their comebacks and some of the energy that they produce in the second half, they're definitely not a team that quits, and they'll keep going until that whistle blows. And like I said before, mate, they've got strike power out there. They'll be able to bring anything out.
Well, here's another tricky kickoff, and it's the same result. Absolutely launched that Kyle Kennedy, and it wasn't taken by Glanville, and he spilled it over the dead ball line. Just incredible. That's
a freaky. Looking at the ground, I'm pretty shocked to see the ground in really good nick. Obviously, the pitch is going to be pretty sloppy, but they've gone for another shorter kickoff. But mate, that's pretty crazy there. 2 in a row, and I tried to have a look around to see Benny Cross to see if he was chewing his two-way, but he was pretty calm.
It was round 11 last year, I'm pretty sure, where it turned into a mud pit. I was actually calling that game. It was just incredible the amount of mud there was out there. It was wet conditions. I couldn't believe they played, to be brutally honest. Here's Sean Boss, the second phase from Lakes. So they've been down here on a couple of occasions and they've made 2 errors. Can they make this one count? Jack Kelly decides to take the line on, but he ran into a brick wall. Here's Newman. Across the line for Pouliai. He'd love to score against his old club. Burgess out the back. Newman, the outside of the boot, and Walmsley took it well. He's able to get the ball just outside the goal line. And that'll allow South to ruck it out from their own end.
Yeah, mate, they definitely will, and they'll have to work hard, South. It'll be good to see if Lakes can really put some pressure on them here and make them work hard, as Henry Penn has a pretty strong carry to help his team. But mate, that's not a bad result there. They have set of 6 and they put a nice grubber in, and South are working it out from just outside their try line. So I think if Lakes can really work hard in D here, they might be able to change the swing of the game and put the game back in their hands.
There's Glanville, the kick. Oh, it's taken a real dogleg turn and over the sideline. So good field position start here for Lakes, 35 metres out from their own goal line.
This is where they really need to take their chance, Lakes. They worked hard. They had a set of 6. Worked hard indeed. They got, a kick scoring out in touch where they'll be able to, suck the quick deep ones in and work it out from their, just pretty much their 40-metre line.
So Lakes have struggled to break through South's defence. Is this where Todd Edwards goes, Dylan Pythian, do you want to head out there and see if you can change anything?
Oh, mate, I think with someone like his speed and class would probably be injected soon. It's 20 minutes, so yeah, I guess he hasn't played for quite a while. I'm not sure if he's been keeping up with his fitness and whatnot, but yeah, mate, I don't think it'll be too far before he gets Dill out there and let him work his magic.
Here's Lakes, they bring it the short side. Gagai, we know how elusive he is. His brother, of course, getting ready for another Origin. He's got a record of scoring a try per Origin.
What about how much he lifts in Origin, Dane? He just turns into an absolute machine.
He does, as this ball will just beat them all over the dead ball line. Very much like Darius Boyd, to be honest, in that sense.
Yeah.
Goes to another level when he pulls on the maroon jersey. And I think Wally Lewis as well. Not that I watched Wally Lewis at all. I'm a bit young for that, but I've heard the tales.
Mate, I watched the 91 State of Origin today where you see MG, Mark Geyer and Wally Lewis nearly go at it. There was a clip where Wally Lewis tackles Michael O'Connor, and he dead set gives him about 3 or 4 punches to the face. So I sort of wish I did watch all them games when I was younger.
Yeah, that'd get you sent off these days, I'm pretty sure.
Mate, our club would know about that. We had a few from last week. They're having about 3 or 4 games.
Spending some
break.
time on the sidelines. Here's a scoot from Joe Morris, who's been so impressive in the opening part of this first half. Here's the chip over the top from Jason Keelan. Going back, and he took it well in the end, Carl Randall, and then he's been thrown over the sideline. Well, should he have gone infield there after he caught that? Tried to beat them down the short side.
Mate, he done really well to take that and beat his opposing man. And mate, as soon as he did make that catch and beat the winger, I probably would have come in for sure. Especially with it being a bit slippery, you're not really going to have too much grip on your boots, and you're sort of seeing there he couldn't really accelerate, and he got tackled and went out. So it's probably something something that Toddy doesn't want to see. They've just made another 60-70 metres, and now South's got the ball back.
Here's Wormsley, the dummy, almost slid straight through. Van Dartel in at dummy half. Now Martini looking for his second. He was playing for Warringah last year in the Sydney Rugby Union competition, the Shoot Shield. Tom Taylor telling Martini to play the ball. Morris, Glanville, steps. He ran into 3 and 4 defenders in front of the goalposts. Here's Morris, a flat pass.
Oh, that's good contact from Jack Kelly, I think it is, the 7. On a big man, he's done really well there.
Great tackle from Kelly. And now Morris tries to go himself. And he has got the ball down in front of the old boys, Joe Morris. And it's all going the Lions' way. 14-0 now. They're in heaven at the moment.
Yeah, they seem to be doing that too easy, don't they, mate? They make a meters at will. They're having all the right bounces, all the right calls. I was really impressed with that shot that the young halfback. It is Jack Kelly, isn't it? 7, yeah. Young Jack put on a bigger man, and then they just couldn't quite adapt quick enough. I think the quick play the ball from Big King is just too quick, which didn't let him reset in time. So
the concerning thing for Lakes and Todd Edwards is that Souths have been down their end on 3 occasions and scored every time.
Yeah.
And Lakes have had exactly the same amount of opportunities.
Yeah, 100%.
They've made 2 errors and South's defence stood tall on the other occasion. So even in terms of chances, it's just that Souths are taking theirs and Lakes not so.
Yeah, and that's, mate, you're spot on there. They definitely are doing that, and it's a credit to them as well. We played them in round 2, and it was round 3, and it was a really scrappy game. They don't stop asking questions. They don't keep coming at you.
Keelan, he slipped over and it's forced
a bit unlucky, but yeah, mate. Look, like I said, I've got no doubts. Toddy would be sending out some messages, to try to improve some stuff before half time. And Charles is about to come back on, so he might be able to stiffen up the middle a little bit, help the boys change the momentum of the game.
Yeah, so he's passed his HIA, Cody Charles.
And I guess the 3 tries is this another tricky kick.
It's well taken by Harry Van Dartel. Made sure it wasn't 3rd occasion that they'd spilled it on the dead ball line. 3rd time lucky for the Lions. At least they got it right. Here's Brendan Simpson. It's unload away. Very nice unload. A step from Wormsley. Souths again doing it easily out of their own 20 metre.
Holy dooly.
Charging run from Tory Freeman. Strong run from the lock. Here's Van Dartel going for a scoot out of dummy half, giving his forwards a breather. Here's Morris away to Glanville, and now Henry Penn.
Great tackle.
He had a head of steam up there.
He's a hard man to tackle, Henry Penn.
Glanville rolls that one along the ground, and Cole Kennedy has to get back and clean up for the Seagulls and does well. Was he taken over the horizontal? He was. Didn't think it. Well, I thought it was tough against South there.
Yeah, probably was a little bit. I think Cole's upper body was already on the ground, and just the lift of motion probably made it look a little bit more. His legs were in the air. It's probably hard done by, but
they really needed that, didn't they?
They did.
Can they muster here? It's the bright boots of Cody Charles.
They've still got plenty of push around the ball, Lake, so they don't seem to be too affected by having all the D.
Casey Burgess gave it to Jack Kelly, who got smothered there. Here's Newman bringing it wide, and Chris Randall, strong contact. He's not able to get back up. It was Tory Freeman again doing the defending on this near side for Souths. Kelly shapes to go infield and does so. Here's Burgess. So the final play. Kelly. Can they earn a repeat set here? Walmsley. Well, there may have been a head clash between two of the Lakes boys down in the corner.
Yeah.
Carl Randall just making sure he's got all his teeth. He's feeling all right. Just got hammered there. Bit of a head clash, maybe him and Kelly, but all's well, it ends well, and they'll get a repeat set. But South's defence is still holding firm. As we were saying earlier, Dave, how good does the ground look for the amount of rain we've had this week?
Yeah.
It's looking perfect, Nick. No, not coming up anywhere. Here's another short dropout. And now Lakes on the attack, and they'll be just 10 metres away. You live by the sword and you die by it on that occasion. It's given Lakes 6 tackles 10 metres out from the goal line. So can they withstand this pressure? That'll be a penalty. Is that a professional foul?
Yeah, he's just got him offside, diving on the ball.
Maybe lucky. It could have been. There's Cody Charles. Back on the field and making up for lost time. And Souths bring low to ground. They can. They spin him onto his back. Daniel Peck is now out there in the hooking role, still with Cody Charles. That's about 4 runs since he's come onto the ground in about 2 minutes. Now out of dummy half, Peck. He is over the line.
Wow, there you go.
And Lakes back in the contest. They get a foothold. Actually, yes, it will be. Daniel Peck, former West Tigers under-20s player, diving over there for Lakes.
Yeah, look, it wasn't the flashiest try, but they just stuck to their shape and played short a few times with Big Charlesy questioning the ruck, and Peck just dives over from dummy half. I guess the good thing, sorry mate, the good thing out of the score is Lakes have missed a few kicks. I think Keelan hasn't converted 2 of them, and they've scored now. They're only down by potentially 8 points, so it's not going to be too bad.
Yeah, you'd expect Cole Kennedy to put this one over from just next to the post, but in terms of defensively, I feel both sides will be a little disappointed in the tries they have conceded. 2 tries out of dummy half, and then a short side raid from South, which caught Lakes napping.
Yeah, mate, definitely, and that's probably something that both coaches will address at half time. How they're I guess easier tries, or maybe a little bit soft, I guess you might want to call it. But it's just got to play the conditions and play what's in front of you, and it's what both sides are doing, so it's pretty easy.
So Cole Kennedy put that one between the posts. It's an 8-point advantage that the home side Souths hold as they get us back underway. It's a high kickoff, so we're into the final 15 of this opening half. Here's Peck out of dummy half.
And there's the man, I think, returning from his suspension. Dylan Pythian.
Been told to go back and play it, so he's out there. Former Knight. Hasn't played since that ACL injury in round 1 last year, which he suffered playing over across the ditch against the Warriors. It's been a long time for Pythian, of course. Was sacked from the Knights for that second positive drug test. But good to see him back out there playing after that ban ended. It was 12 weeks from late March up until this point.
And I think he was running the water for lower grades of the club as well too, mate. So it's good to see that he's not just worried about himself and playing, you know, top grade. He's helping out the club.
It's so fantastic. Fantastic to see.
Positive thing to see, I reckon.
Well, he scored a try in his debut for South Sydney. Against South Sydney, I should say. His debut match against South Sydney back in 2016, Dylan Pythian. So we'll see if he can score for Lakes this afternoon. His first match back in the real NRL.
Lakes Junior too, mate, or Windale Junior, I think. So I'm sure if he did score on debut here, he'd be pretty stoked. I know, I'm pretty sure he was picked to play at the Knights and do a pre-season out of the lower Hunter comp. I think he was playing for Belmont Rabbitohs, and I'm not quite sure if it was Toddy or Matty Lantry picked him and said, mate, come over train with the Knights, and 2 years later he's made his NRL debut. So that's a great little claim, I guess.
Yeah, great to see that players from anywhere in the Hunter can be brought into that Knights system.
Yeah, that's right. It's a good opportunity.
What can he do here for the Seagulls? Here's Nick Newman going wide to Pythian. So it looks as though he is playing in that second row, that back row role for Lakes this afternoon, as you said, Dave, earlier. We see the penalty go the way of the Seagulls. A really good opportunity here. With just over 8 minutes to go before half time.
Lakes seem to have turned it up a notch, haven't they? Their carries seem to be a little more.
And a try here, a converted try. All of a sudden they're back within 2 after being outplayed for the best part of this first half. There's the step, and Newman gets the ball away to Pythian, who's going to be very close. Almost got over the try line there. They're a couple of metres away. Ball comes back here for Glow. And the penalty goes the way of the Seagulls again here. Been fairly happy to give away penalties on their own goal line, South, as we know a lot of NRL sides are as well. Just to slow the play down. So here's Peck. They'll be careful. They won't want to let him scoot over again from dummy half.
It's well read there, indeed. Great read there. Got up nice and early in the face. It was a good tackle by Cronin.
Now Peck goes short, got the unload away. And now trying to get over the line is Cody Charles. He may be up against the post, the northern end of Townsend Oval. Short ball. It was a high shot. Somehow he hasn't gone over the line, and Tom Taylor is going to stop play. He's going to push and shove. It was a coat hanger if you've ever seen one.
Welcome back to the real NRL, they reckon.
Absolutely hammered. There's Dylan Pythian.
Mate, it's great credit to him as well. Like, I know he's played at the top level, but he's not really a big body, and he's ran a pretty tight, hard line there, and he's been cleaned up. So, mate, all credit to him for running that tight line. And
was it going to be anything more than a talking to? No, it won't be. It's Jake Lawrence who absolutely cleaned up Pythian. Here's the time over from dummy half. Is Tom Taylor going to get them to take it again? He is.
What was that for? I thought he played it in time, didn't he? Not allowed to play quick.
Maybe he didn't. Well, I know you're not allowed to take a quick tap within the 10, but I thought he may have allowed play to go on. I don't think he was quite ready, the referee. So Peck, Newman. Here's South's chance right before half-time. Out the back they go. Gagai. Jinking in, stepping his way towards the line. He gets lifted up, but they can't put him to ground. Randall was in a dummy half, and Kelly now to Peck again. Nick Glow. Still the Lions' defence is holding firm at the moment. Now Dylan Pythian steps off the right, comes back infield. He was met by 2 and 3 Lions, but he was able to get the unload away. A danger not gone for the home side. Peck looks to the open side and then goes short. Still with Pythian trying to roll over.
Jeez, he nearly got there.
So close. And now Peck steps. They might go the short side again. Well, they decide the open is the best option, and Kelly just digs it into the in goal. They should earn a repeat set here, Lakes, but it's a great
work
great getting out of the in goal from Jared Flanagan.
Great effort from the winger.
Well, he scored one this afternoon. That's worth a try, you sense.
Mate, 100%. That was a tough kick to get a nice result out of, and he's done great there, the winger. The Lakes have definitely turned up their volume here. They definitely turned the switch up, and they're trying to press the point here to try to get some points before half time.
You can see how fatigued they are in a bunch behind the play the ball, Lakes, within probably about 30 metres across the ground.
Mousetrap. Great set of D from Lakes. 5 tackles, and they're kicking off their 10-metre line. They really need to take advantage of where they're going to be, Lakes here.
Here's Matt Craig. So they're going to start a set about 32 metres from the goal line. So it's pretty much as good as a dropout.
Yeah, 100%.
Here's Sean Boss. Scored last week against the Pickers, did Sean. Now they go out the back. Short ball, and Chris Randall was put on his back.
So was the half.
At 10 metres from the goal line, yeah, tackled on suspicion. Here's Glow. 9 metres from the line. They're getting closer and closer here. Can they break the wall, which has been the Lions' defence so far? They've only conceded the 1 try this afternoon. Peck, he may score again.
That's a great set. Great set of defence from South there. They're really aiming up in D. They're all working together. They keep turning up for each other, and that's a great set of D. Especially
considering they have the 3rd worst defence based on points conceded in the competition, South.
Yeah, mate. You wouldn't think that or realise that if by the way they're playing today.
And it's Lakes who have the 3rd best defence, and as you said, Dave, you turned up here not knowing anything about the competition. You'd think Souths were on top of the ladder.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how even it is this year.
That's right.
What a run this is. Charging with Luke Higgins.
That's a...
Jason Keelan just takes some time off the clock. Yeah, it's a smart play, isn't it?
Yeah, 100% it is, mate. The last 3 or 4 minutes, they've been on their try line. They've had to work out. They had a kick. They had a 5th tackle kick from their 10-metre line. And then they stuck fat together with each other, and look at that. They've had 5 tackles again. They've put a kick in, and now they're going to be D'ing from the 20-metre line. So it's mate, great set. I think Ben Cross would be really, really happy with the last couple of minutes.
2.5 minutes to go before half time. It's round 8 of the real NRL. South Newcastle Lions up against Lakes United, the Seagulls. This is the halfway point of the season. Just 8 rounds to come after this before the final, so a couple of months left. Ben Homer and Dave Dryden with you in commentary for this one. It's been South's defence which has been so impressive, but this is better from Lakes. They've found some space. There's a 15-metre run there. And now Sean Boss meets some strong contact. It was Chris Randall with that previous run. Here's Peck. Now Nick Newman turns it back to Dylan Pythian.
Good contact.
He's been not afraid to get his hands dirty, Dylan Pythian, since he's come onto the ground. Kelly, winger and fullback, just a little bit confused there, but Walmsley took it well and then got hit while in the air.
Yeah, it's unlucky. A couple of seconds after that, and he gets him pretty clean there, Chris Randall. But mate, I think Lakes look a lot sharper with Peck out of 9. He's doing a lot of what Joey Morris was doing in the first 20, 25 minutes. He was getting out from dummy half and putting some questions to the markers and engaging them. And we just saw earlier with Chris Randall making some easy meters. So I'm really excited to see the second half.
It's been a high quality match, hasn't it?
Yeah, mate, it has. There's been limited errors, and seems to be both teams have been trying to find that battle for field possession, and it's been a pretty good game, mate.
These fights are toe with the run. Across the real NRL this year, it's such an even spread of talent across the competition. That's what it's great to see.
Yeah, it is, and that comes back to you really have to make sure that you turn up on the day to play, regardless of the team. Last year Curry were probably down the end of the table, and you could probably go there with a more relaxed attitude, but you definitely can't do that this year. That they're leading the comp, they're on top. I guess from a personal view, with Macquarie we're second last really, so you definitely can't turn up thinking you're going to get an easy game or an easy 2 points. It's congested up. It's going to be good to see in the next couple of weeks. It's pretty important the next month, I guess, leading into semis.
It's this part of the season where finals are still a decent way off, where you've just got to keep ticking the 2 competition points up.
Yeah.
Because the last month you really can get through it based on the fact that you need to win this match. As South may have spilled it here, Lakes.
Yeah.
Won't get a chance to go on the attack before the break, and that will do us. The opening 40 minutes here at Townsend Oval. It was all South early on. Lakes ground their way back into the contest. But the most impressive part of that first half was South's defence on their goal line. They repelled Lakes time and time again, and they will go in with a 14 points to 6 lead. Dave Dryden, they've been great, haven't they, defensively, South?
Yeah, mate, they have, and and it shows. They've held Lakes to 6 points in one half, and I think they put, off memory, they might have put 40 on Maitland, who, the first 4 or 5 games were undefeated. So there's a fair effort, and it just shows how hard South are working. They've got some quality defenders in their pack. South, you don't really get too much freedom around the middle of the park, and I guess that's probably shown with how sloppy the cricket pitch is. But I'm pretty excited for the second half of footy. Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing Dill Pythian in a bit closer with the ball in his hand, or somewhere more where he can be more creative. But yeah, all in all, I think it was a pretty good quality game. Good first half.
Yeah, really good first half. Well, we'll take a quick break, Dave. We'll be back in 10. It's South leading by 14 points to 6 over Lakes at the break. So welcome back to Townsend Oval. The second half is back underway in round 8 of the real NRL. And it's South who will bring it out from their own end as they look to continue the form they showed in the first half. And we're seeing a forward pass here.
I don't know, they might have said that he's stepped out.
Maybe the in-goal, well, that's what they are saying.
Yeah. Oh, strange start.
Very strange. So
it was almost like what I saw at half-time.
So that's four kickoffs South have received in this match. And this could be out on the full.
Oh, wow.
It's compounding a mistake. So it's been a terrible start. Well, terrible's an understatement.
Definitely is. It was like I ducked off to the toilet and I come back out and I seen a bloke in the grandstands doing calf raises. So what's he doing? Cody Beers up here, my mate behind me, he's doing calf raises. He said he couldn't get to the gym this morning. Hello, Cody.
Here's Newman, turn it back to Nick Lowe on the inside. Never a dull moment with Dave Dryden in commentary.
Never a dull moment around Cody Beer either.
Here's Lakes trying to get themselves back into the contest, and within 2 points they may.
Oh, great work.
Oh, I thought they might have done so there, but again, it's this Lions defence. It's been lion-hearted from them so far. Is there a knock on? There is. Roar around Townsend Oval. South repel another Seagulls set of 6 on their line.
Yeah, they done well there, and I think Charlesy might have just sort of read that and probably should have just tucked it under and kept possession. But mate, just with what you asked earlier, with how big it is with Old Boys Day, you can see there when they're up against the wall and how vocal they are after you win that possession. You could really hear the old boys lift up and get vocal there, so that'll help.
And here's Henry Penn, so South can put that awful start to the half behind them now. So 4 kickoffs they've received, and they've actually only completed 1 set. The other 3 have been dropouts.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Here's Dan Martini now.
And then you can chuck in a kick out on the full from one of the dropouts.
They just want to do a little bit more defence. That's how I understand it. So out there is Connor Brown in at dummy half and goes short to Tory Freeman. Strong hits from him in the opening half. Second phase play from the Lions.
Really strong carry from Higo.
Brown. Now Keelan putting the grubbing kick in and well taken.
Oh, this will be gone.
Far side of the ground by Carl Randall.
Oh, he's lightning.
That was. And it relieves some pressure on Lakes because they were deep inside their own 10-metre line, and Carl Randall's just earned them about another 20 metres. Nick Lowe swung to ground on the cricket pitch. Always gets a bit muddy at this time of year with a little bit more rain, and Tom Taylor's found a penalty in there. South's not back to 10. Too eager to get up and make the tackle. So again, Lakes will have the opportunity to put some pressure on the Lions. But with every set they defend, Souths are just getting more and more confidence. Slow play the ball for Sean Boss. And Pack has thrown it to Cody Charles, who's spilled it. And again, South, just as Lakes were coming knocking, repel them again.
Yeah, that's not a good start. I just had a look over to see Toddy Edwards and Cody's brothers. Obviously, Josh, he's chucked his head in his hands and started shaking his hands. So I think the pressure's building up a little bit, but I'm sure Cody will try to make up for that error. He's made 2, so he's got some work to do. But
yeah, big loss for them this afternoon. Josh Charles, it's part of the Rebels squad.
Yeah, and it's probably shown a little bit. Charles, who gets in there and has a lot of strong early carries, is a very strong ball carrier. rarely gets dominated, always finds his front and normally gets a quick play of the ball. So I think they might be feeling a bit of, missing Charlesy a little bit.
Yeah, the other two men from Lakes that made that squad, Kyle Kennedy and Chris Randall, both out there this afternoon, and Brendan Simpson, the only line in that team. There's Daniel Martini. That's a great line, isn't it? Coming in from the left flank.
Yeah, young halfback done well there.
Keelan put as much power into that one, but he got some height, and Kyle Kennedy rose well. Just the one try for Kyle Kennedy this year, but is their leading point scorer with 16 goals.
He's lost that.
They have spilled it. And here's South's opportunity now. This is a critical juncture in the match. 14 points to 6. 46 minutes into the match now. Lakes really can't afford to concede here.
No, mate, they can't. And Lakes seem to be given, a few little chances, like especially with our kickoffs and stuff that we've seen already. But they're doing all the right things, right? They're getting a 3-man in the tackle, and they're slow, and they're really controlling the ruck. And you can see that they just put up a nice bomb in the last 40 and just making Lakes work it out. From their try line. Now they're forced an error and they've got the ball, so it's full credit to them.
Tory Freeman bumped away from a couple. Bit slow there. Connor Brown now onto Higgins, trying to back his way over the try line. Has been held up over the line. Wants a quick play of the ball, does Luke Higgins. Hasn't got over the stripe this year. He scored 6 last year. Keelan. Back he goes. And within 10 metres of the goal line, the Lions, as Lawrence gets up and plays the ball. And at dummy half is Higgins. Connor Brown, I should say. That's his brother Liam, a dummy half. Luke Higgins out on this near flank. Keelan. Now onto Glanville. It's a short kick, and has it been taken in goal? Maybe there's a little knock on, and it was in the end goal according to Tom Taylor, so another goal line dropout for Lakes. But good defence from them on that occasion.
Yeah, they're still turning up, Lakes. They like I said, they won't give in, and they definitely haven't. They're still really, they're working hard for each other. They're still competing, so they've just got that's a nice dropout.
They've got some serious length on that one.
I think South would be happy with that rain through the week. If that pitch was dry, she was nearly at the dead ball line, especially off the pitch.
Here's Higgins into the line, got up ahead of steam there. Luke Higgins. Here's Connor Brown now onto Keelan with a switch back on the inside. They're only 20 metres away, South Newcastle. Scott Matthews, 10 metres from the line. He's just come onto the ground in the 17 jersey. Keelan, jinks and steps, looks inside for fight to Toa. Took them on himself, and he was brought onto the turf by Sean Boss there. Kelly over there too. Glanville.
Great work.
Really strong tackle, and that is the last play, and it was Dylan Pythian who got up quickly. He knew how important it was to shut down the South 5'8", Ryan Glanville, and he did exactly that. Yeah,
mate, it was good. That was well read, and experience is obviously shown there. But just a quick shout out to Sean Boss. That set of 6, he was doing all the right things there. He made a really good couple of tackles around the legs, and then that 4th tackle there, he worked really hard to come on that inside and help his defensive line out.
So here's Lakes through Peck. It's a mountain of work, Sean Boss, defensively. Here's Cody Charles. Peck again. Now it's Newman. Launches one. That shouldn't bother Lockie Wormsley and doesn't. He's up towards the 20-metre line. Been fairly untroubled under the high ball as Lachlan Wormsley. It's Flanagan now relieving some pressure on the forwards for the Lions. Now at a dummy half, Van Dartel went short, and spinning was Tom Cronin. Again, South with these short passes around the ruck, finding some easy metres and easy yardage. Now Henry Penn. Brown onto Keelan, who found Jake Lawrence. So after starting a set, 15 out from their own goal line, they're now just 30 metres away. Glanville. That one too easy for Cole Kennedy, a man of his quality, and he may make them pay here. Cole Kennedy, what a run this is. Gets the ball away to the speedster. And will he be pulled down? He will. Gagai was charging up the ground, but superb defence from South. Here's Newman. And they find them napping here. Craig, still Matt Craig. He's only 5 metres away, maybe even closer. He had Gagai on the outside of him after making that run down the ground. Kelly, now Sean Boss. So it was the run from Cole Kennedy to set up this opportunity for the Seagulls now. Newman out the back, great ball, catch and pass now to Matt Craig. He's a great finisher, and he has not got the ball down. Incredible defence from the Lions.
Great D.
Couple of tries for Matt Craig this season, including one last week in the demolition job.
Yeah, that was unlucky there. He done well there to step on the inside. I think if he just got a little bit lower going towards the defender, he would have got there then, but great work for the defence holding him up.
Nick Lowe was brought to ground, and they go the open side. Here's Gagai, catch and pass. Carl Randall's over this time. Or is he in touch? He's in touch, Carl Randall. And this defensive work from South goes to another level.
He's down, he's hurt himself, the winger.
So close to his first try of the season.
He hasn't moved. It would have been good if we had the instant replay. I think he's gave himself a concussion. I think he's tried to dive a little bit too far out from the try line. He didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, Carl Randall not in a good way at all. Trying to get some air. But South, their 8-point lead remains intact. Just over 12 minutes gone in this second half. On Old Boys Day at Townsend Oval. The 5th place Lions leading. The ladder leading Lakes United. So play still stopped here as Carl Randall receives some attention.
It's getting plenty of attention from the old boys as well. They get very, very vocal.
Well, when you can hear them from the effects mic all the way over this side of the ground, you know they're vocal.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Is he going to continue? Doesn't look like he will. Looks as though he may be severely winded over on that far side. And they are going to make the change. Jared Holmgreen coming onto the park in 17.
He looks like he's going in the middle of the park, so they're all going to shuffle everyone out a bit.
Looks as though Jacob Gagai's moved out to that left wing. Would have backed him in, Jacob Gagai, to score from that kind of range after Cole Kennedy gave him the ball, but he was run down.
Yeah. Oh, I think the winger Harry, I think he's pretty lightning.
Well, he was lightning last week. Scored a superb try. against Central off a kick. Ran that down in no time at all. And now Lachlan Walmsley was ducking under a couple of tackles. Which was decent because he's a fairly tall young man. Souths again started the set deep in their own territory. Probably a good field position for an attacking kick from Glanville. That is going way over the sideline. And if the grandstand was a bit closer, that one was probably into row Z.
Yeah, I don't know what he was trying to do there. He must have a bit of a snap hook. Went and played golf with our coach the other week, Adam Bettridge. It was like his driver off the tee, snap hook to the left.
Where'd you play at?
We just went out shorty, Royal Shortland.
And did you play better than Adam?
Always do, mate.
Always nice to get one over the coach, isn't it? Till he puts you in reserve grade.
Yeah. He's already done that this year. I might have to make him win next time.
It's a good run from Gouldy. There's some strong contact on Burgess.
Jeez, you'd try to show a bit of feet with the big fella coming at you there.
Now Newman. Now Nick Glow. What have Lakes got in their arsenal on this occasion? Have they got something different to throw at the lines? Jack Kelly goes high and is well taken. Really well taken again at the back from Walmsley. He's been mighty under the high ball so far this afternoon.
He's taken that well, and I think he got folded a little bit after taking that, trying to make some yards, and I think Dill Pythian sort of hit him in the ribs and hurt him a little bit. He seems to be walking all right now.
And it's Daniel Martini. Played for the Wanderers in the NHRU for a couple of seasons in the top grade. And he's back here. Here's Van Dardel. Saved the try moments ago. And
still
now
going.
Just pumping the legs. As their leading try scorer coming into this match. For Jared Flanagan went to the top of that list with his fourth of the year. It was Harry Van Dardel. He's the winger on the opposite side of the ground. Here's Brown. Glanville off the upright. It's always dangerous. But a knock on. It's been knocked on by the Lions. And it will be a 20-metre restart.
Lucky break. There's a couple of the boys. There's 3 or 4 boys, Lakes players, still near the goal line.
Well, has Jack Kelly been almost knocked out by the post as he went to claim the ball? He's very slow to get back up the ground.
We're shaking around a little bit. It's a good carry.
I'd love to know the stat in rugby league. How many times a kick hits the post and a try is scored? Because I would say it would be fairly regular.
Yeah.
So good kickers always try and aim for the posts. Glanville got it spot on there, but to no avail. Here's Peck across the line. Cody Charles. Played for Griffith last year, did Cody. Now in the real NRL as Casey Burgess. Back out there in the hooking role. Here's Kelly.
That's a great kick.
Really
That's a great kick.
Sent Jared Flanagan back into his in goal to claim it. And they will earn a repeat set. One man who has been quiet, Dylan Pythian, almost hasn't been noticed in their second half.
Guys, well, they haven't had that much ball, have they, really? And they're not sort of really going to him too much. They're sort of cutting him out and hitting Gagai and giving him some early ball, which probably isn't a bad option. But yeah, mate, like I said before, or at half time, I think I'd try to inject Dill in there somewhere where he's got the ball in his hands a little bit earlier. And but they that wasn't a bad set from Lakes. That seemed to be a little bit better. Peck, I'm pretty impressive with Peck. He jumps out really well. Gets the forwards running onto it. Nice.
It's a strong run from Casey Burgess. So South's leading by 14 points to 6. We're just outside the final quarter of the match now. South's looking to win against Lakes here at Townsend Oval for the first time in 5 years. Just incredible. They haven't beaten Lakes here since 2013. Will that change this afternoon on Old Boys Day as brought to ground was Mata'afa. Straightening up is for Pulei. In front of the posts. Peck into dummy half. Now Burgess on to Kelly. It's looking promising. But South's defence is up to the task again. On the final play now. Will be forced to play it. Back to Newman, who stabs one in. Will it be too deep? It will be. Henry Penrith looking to run it back out, but he won't be able to, and Lakes will be able to recover. But again, they're just repelling Lakes time and time again. And mentally, Dave, how tough is it as an attacking side up against a side who's just refusing to concede?
Yeah, mate, it's pretty hard. You know, it starts tampering with your confidence. You know, you sort of get that sense of doesn't matter what you do, you can't crack it, and then you probably get a sense of panic about, you know, what you do. You probably need your experienced players to try to calm the situation and try to do what they just done there. Try to put a nice kick in and get a repeat set, but yeah, mate, mentally it can start taking a toll on you. I guess Lakes would probably just have to keep doing what they're doing, making the yards and you know, keep asking questions. If it's not working for them now, what they're doing, you know, maybe mix it up. They seem to be going to the left edge a bit, so, you know, maybe try to go right.
Here's Daniel Martini. Been great again this afternoon. Scored a try earlier. Here's Morris. Another kick from Glanville. Bobbled awkwardly. Well picked up by Cole Kennedy. Strong run from Fapulei. It's been Lakes that have dominated this rivalry in the last couple of years. They've won 4 of the last 5. South was just the only win last year at Carl Oval back in round 14.
That's another strong carry. Holy dooly.
He's slow to get to his feet here.
He's had a couple of really damaging runs coming out of their own half. I'd probably try to go to him, you know, in good ball. I put on a play for him to give him some early ball and do what he's doing. He's running over second rows and front rows. I'd get him out a bit wider and try to get him to run over his centre or the 6. Young Ryan Glanville, I'd probably try to get him one-on-one with him. It'd be pretty hard to stop 10 or 20 out.
So returning to the fray is Tory Freeman. It'll be a HIA.
That's inside.
Will it make it across the 20? Lachlan Wormsley on his bike.
It's a good kick chase. Great kick chase. And that's why.
Inside the 10. It's been ruled there by Tom Taylor.
Oh no, head high.
It was just a little high.
Yeah.
So good kick chase, but they've let it all go there. With some poor discipline. So we're inside the final quarter of the match now. Less than 20 to go. And it's still South with a 14 points to 6 lead, as it was at half time. So no tries in the second half. Tom Cronin with the quick tap. Came in late into the starting side with Lewis Schneider ruled out. The shadow. It's a little larger here at Townsend Oval. The quick tap. Jumping away from a couple was Tory Freeman. So a couple of penalties and ill discipline from Lakes. And is it going to invite South to increase their advantage here? Joe Morris, well, was he square there? Yes, he was. Nick Glow jumped out of marker. Across the line, Glanville. He's not going to be able to poke his nose through there. Martini into the hooking role, and back on the ground is Cameron King. He's a big man, and it'll be hard to stop from there. The Lakes man up are able to stop the big man. Out the back, Keelan, and it's been spilled. And here's the chance for Lakes. It's picked up by Pythian. He's been quiet in the second stanza. Almost had a chance to break the shackles there. But Lakes again got him by the coattails and swung him to ground. Burgess now. Short of the halfway line.
Here he is again.
Pouliot, strong run forward. Now here's Peck. Going to scamper out of dummy half. Try and find Matt Arthur, he can't. Newman. Now Kelly.
That's a nice bomb.
Got a bit under that. Well taken. Jared Flanagan. And that's what's been important for South this afternoon. Here's another penalty going against the Seagulls for being inside the 10. Their back three have been wonderful under the high ball. Van Dardel defensively and getting back and making some key tackles. But also Jared Flanagan, Lockie Wormsley, under those high balls have been impregnable.
Yeah, mate, they have. They've been pretty good under that high ball, and then not just that, they're really working for some yardage after they catch the ball. So it's that's impressive, and they've got the defence is right there. So mate, pretty impressive. I really like the hooker with the headgear, Harry Van Dardel. He goes well. He's floating in and out when he wants, and he's getting involved a fair bit. So it's good to see.
Bringing across to Van Dardel's side, but it's Henry Penn. Across the line, the ball from Tory Freeman to Lawrence Lipson. They have been forward, and they're going to get a penalty here. Will there be any further action from Tom Taylor?
Yeah, it looks like it, mate. He'll probably get put on report for that. It was pretty vertical there. Brendan Simpson. His toes were pointing up to the sky.
Newman just getting it, talking to late skipper from Tom Taylor about that. And doesn't look as though it will be on report.
Right.
Just the penalty will suffice.
It's good to see him. He was pretty apologetic after that. So a nice bit of sportsmanship there.
And this is their most important defensive set of the match so far, Lakes. With just over 15 minutes to play, they simply cannot crack here. Freeman tries to push off a couple of Seagulls there. Out the back, Glanville. Here's Martini. Has it come forward? It has. Both sides have had a couple of issues in attack with passes that have strayed forward.
Yeah, both teams are aiming up. Indeed, they're going really well. Lake seem to have, maybe they copped a bit of a spray off Toddy Edwards, and they've seemed to change their ways a little bit. They're running, with a bit more purpose. They're defending a lot harder together. So it'll be good. It'll be really interesting to see if they score soon, Lakes, in the next 5 minutes.
Do you sense if Lakes can get over the line in the next 5 minutes or so, Dave, that they could get on a roll? It's just getting that first try that's so important.
Yeah, they like I just said, mate, they seem to be running with a bit more purpose, and they got the centre, from the right edge here, going in there to try to help them out, help the forwards out, get some easy meters. I think. They've just got to keep fighting, Lakes. I think they've, like I said at the start of the game, they've definitely got some strike power to score a couple of tries. They just need to keep fighting, and maybe I think if they score one, might put a bit more pressure on South, might cause a few more errors.
Henry Penn again, winding up and charging into the line. Walmsley.
He's so strong, it's crazy.
He's been close to South's best this afternoon. Lockie Walmsley with that run. Now Van Dartel. Here's Morris. Now Brendan Simpson. Back onto the ground after spending some time on the sideline. Now Glanville is going perilously close to the touchline, and Kyle Kennedy, the voluntary tackle, went to ground.
Look where they are now, mate. First hit up, corner, 2 metres from the corner, working it out. That wasn't a bad little hit up there from the winger. Followed up.
The kicking game's been great, hasn't it? Both from Cleveland and from Glanville.
Yeah, 100%, mate. As soon as they get into, good ball territory, South, they have a few cracks at them, and then if not, they just put up a bomb, and they've been, picture perfect, really. They've been right near the corner post. They've been a metre or two out, and it's really making Lakes work hard. And as you can see there now, they've tried to have an early kick, and, South have caught it on their 20-metre line, and, they're already at halfway.
And Kelly's kick straight down the throat of Jared Flanagan. He spun around and slammed on his back. But it won't worry him because they're starting a set on halfway. Tom Cronin now. Here's King. It's the unload away. It will be to no avail. It's gone a couple of metres behind, and they're going to earn the penalty. Lake's not back to 10 again. Getting a little bit lazy now late in the contest.
The 6 has been pinned there for a bit of back chat. Oh, we can hear Benny. Benny Cross wanted the twos, screaming at his trainer with the two-way. Doesn't look like they took the two, but
well, it might not matter if they can get over the line here and put it beyond 2 converted tries. Here's Morris, tucked under a high shot from Pythian. Morris, he's got King with him. Morris, he's already scored once this afternoon from dummy half. He's gone almightily close there, Joe Morris. Doubled his try-scoring account for the campaign, and now Walmsley trying to go himself.
Yeah, that's some good work from Lakes. They had some nice shape here just on the short side. South.
Got a little bit of a limp.
Yeah, I think the Lakes defence would have had to been really quick to shut down.
Here's another kick. It's been spilled by Holmgreen, and they'll dive over South. And that could well seal the deal for them this afternoon. It was fortuitous. Holmgreen just couldn't bring it under his grasp. And the Lions dive over for their 4th of the afternoon.
You've got to feel a little bit sorry for the Lakes boys, don't you, Benny? They've pretty much worked, non-stop for a while, and he's put a kick. He's tried to react to the best of his ability. He just didn't catch it. Just didn't take it cleanly, and he's followed up. It'd be interesting to see if old mate was on side, because he got there pretty quick.
He did. And it'd be interesting to have a look at the replay. If you do want to have a quick look back, you can check it out on YouTube if you want to scroll back. So Keelan will look to send this one over the black dot and push it out to a 14-point lead. But it hasn't been South's attack which has won them this one. It's been their defence. It's been wonderful this afternoon. Both sides' defence has been decent, but it's been South that have just been way too good in that department. So the first points of the second half, it was 14-6 at half time. South get the first try of the second half.
Yeah, well, it's been a pretty quality second half. It's been a massive arm wrestle, I think. I think there's been a lot of back and forth. You know, their kicking game's been really good from both sides. You know, Lakes have thrown a fair bit at them, and Souths just keep turning up. So there's still 10 minutes left, but Lakes have had a little sneaky short kick-off.
And Tom Cronin got up and caught it. It was interesting. No Lakes players contested that. It was too easy for Tom Cronin.
Yeah, that's right.
And the placement from Cole Kennedy was pinpoint just over the 40-metre line, but in the end now they compound that by giving away a penalty. Inside the final 8 minutes.
I think that was Big Roman. I think he played at South last year, so that might have been a bit of a hello for his old teammate. Just put one across his chin.
Sure, he'd be a little frustrated this afternoon.
Yeah, mate, you do. When you play against your old teammates and that, you always pencil it in or give it a circle and look forward to it. He's probably done that as he puts a nice shot on the big fella.
And Cameron King went close. Joe Morris trying to put a cherry on top here. And now Walmsley, we were talking at half-time, Dave, how important for and against is going to be this year with the tightness of the competition. So Lakes will want to hold out South here, and the Lions will want to get over.
Yeah, mate, that's right. Here
he is, the big fella, Cameron King, strolls over the line, and doesn't he love that? A rare try for the front rower.
Yeah, he was pretty chuffed with that, wasn't he? And you know, that's due credit to him as well. He's a bigger prop. He plays a lot of minutes. He gets through a mountain of work, and he's earned that today. His defence has been stiff on the line. He backs it up with a few tough carries. So, you know, credit to him. And mate, just what you were saying about the for and against, you know, that's probably more vital, that try there, than what, you know, the previous one was. It gives them a little bit more, you know, leeway, which is, you know, when there's 4 points from first to last, you know, that's going to be pretty vital. And the 6 teams or whatever that are on 6 points, I think only 1 or 2 of them are in the positive. So, mate, that'll be massive. I think South, if, you know, they're obviously going to be, well, you know, you could pretty much count Lakes out now. So all you'd be wanting to do is just keep building on it. Don't let any soft tries in, and they'll probably jump up to 8 points, and depending on other results, they could be second.
They will. Really strong result for South this afternoon. Been an 8 point. It's been 8 points between the sides for most of the match until the last 5 minutes. So a win for South this afternoon by this margin, which is 20 points, brings them to +6, so they'll go to third on the ladder as it stands currently. As King charges it back. He would have a lot of energy after scoring that try.
Yeah.
Burst of adrenaline. He used it all up right there. He slowed it up.
Yeah, he ran into a bit of a brick wall. I thought, you know, there was 3 Lakes fellas there. He definitely didn't pull the handbrake or anything, but they definitely stopped him in his tracks. But he kept the legs going, so it was a good solid run. But you're right, he probably would have had a fair bit of adrenaline. And then, mate, after scoring that try and then going back and hearing the old boys, you know, get into his ear, would have felt pretty good.
He was the man of the match last week in the win against Central. And it's been another strong performance this afternoon from Cameron King. So we'll see if Lakes can find something to take out of this one. Their 4-match winning run will come to an end. Their good form will stop against the Lions, who will make it 3 straight wins in the real NRL. They are hitting a purple patch of form now, and that'll make it 4 wins in their last 5 matches. Lions will have to go back to the drawing board. They've got a clash next week. Should say the Seagulls have to go back to the drawing board. They've got a clash next week with the Scorpions at home. Your mob, Dave.
Yeah, mate. It'll be a tough encounter out at Carl Oval. It always is. Go out there and you can hear the Seagulls chirping over the microphones, and they're pretty vocal as well, the supporters out there. It's definitely not an easy task, but mate, I'm sure Toddy will have the boys regrouped, and you know he's pretty classy, Toddy, as a coach. So mate, he'll have them recovered, and you know they'll regroup, and I'm sure they'll be ready for us next week. I think we've just got to worry about ourselves, but yeah, mate, next week will be a tough battle out there.
They loved every minute of that, the South Side boys. Just giving his marching orders.
Yeah, I think they named their 100 most influential old boys South this week. I was a bit shocked I didn't see Dwayne Sampson in the topmost the most influential players.
So is it your ability on the field or your ability off the park as well?
I'm not sure.
It all comes together.
I had 3 years here at South. I'm shocked I wasn't there. I had nothing on or off the field.
Here's Keelan across the back. Tom Cronin. Important here they don't let this blow out further. It's already 20 points the difference. Keelan towards the short side. Well, he's literally run that over the sideline. Not his best moment there, but he's been great again this afternoon, Jason Keelan. He's got his first try of the season last week against Central, but it's been his kicking game which has won it for Souths. And Ben Cross, he had a good few weeks. 3rd win in a row with the New South Wales women's side last night, and now we get his 3rd win in a row with Souths in the real NRL. Led them to 5th place last year, 8 wins and 8 defeats so far this year. The ledger will be square as well with 4 and 4.
Yeah, he's had a good weekend, didn't he? You reckon he would go home and have a few beers and celebrate?
I think he can. He deserves to. Next week, the Lions have got Curry here at Townsend Oval. That won't be an easy contest. Curry in some good form in 2018. Van Dartel. It's dumped on the cricket pitch late. With 40 seconds left.
It's good to see the 17 back out there after his head assessment from trying to put a tackle. That was a good shot.
Yeah, with Scott Matthews back out there for Souths. Lakes have come up with the ball. Burgess plays it. The man who scored the only try for Lakes this afternoon, Daniel Peck.
Yeah, he's been outstanding today for Lakes. Peck is jumping out. Like I've said, most of the broadcast, he's jumping out and engaging the markers. He's been outstanding.
Matt Craig brought to ground. This will be the final play of this round 8 clash, and Souths make it 3 straight wins, and they beat Lakes at home here at Townsend Oval for the first time in 5 years. 2013 was the last time Souths defeated Lakes at home, and they have done so this afternoon. And Lakes' winning streak will end at 4 matches. So Souths, in this middle portion of the season, they've hit a real purple patch of form, and they'll be looking to continue that next week against Curry, while Lakes, they head home, their tail between their legs. They'll take on Macquarie next weekend at Carl Oval. But it finishes South's 2 strong, 26 points to 6 winners over Lakes, Dave, and they certainly deserved the 2 competition points. They earned it on Old Boys Day.
Yeah, mate, they definitely did. They they defended hard, and they seemed to make easy meters. So it was full credit to them. They I don't think I've seen Lakes play that well. Besides the few errors off the kickoff and stuff like that, they're pretty on song, and it was good to see. It was good to see him, stay there and have a pretty big arm wrestle in the second half, and then at the end they were rewarded with some few tries, which, like we've spoke about, will be pretty vital at the end of the year. And they've just knocked off the team who's probably had the most most influential run in the last couple of months or the last month. So, mate, I'm pretty sure Crossy will be pretty happy as they'll go over and sing their song in front of the old boys, and I'm sure they'll head back to the Leagues Club and kick on. But yeah, mate, full credit to them all. So
yeah, they'll enjoy that. South, the team song with the old boys on the far side of the ground. Well, Dave, good luck for you tomorrow. You're taking on Wests, playing for Macquarie, and should be a good contest. That one at Harker Oval. Yeah,
mate. Yeah, it was. I'm a life member at West. I was looking forward to going back to Harker actually, and I guess getting ready in the opposite sheds. But mate, up at Maitland, so it's. Mate, I'm sure I'm going to cop a fair bit of flack out there, but mate, I can't, mate. I've been biting at the bit all week to get out there, and my best mate plays for West, so mate, I'll get out there and try to put a few shots on if I get the chance. But yeah, no, mate, I can't wait. So should be good.
Well, it's a great ground up there at the new facility at Maitland, so you enjoy that.
Thanks,
Full
mate.
time here this afternoon. It was South 2 strong. 26 points to 6 over Lakes, and those old boys and the South boys enjoying the team song this afternoon. We'll catch you next week on Bar TV.